Israel suspends Palestinian prisoner release following Hamas's release of 6 hostages. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has postponed the release of Palestinian prisoners as part of a ceasefire agreement concerning Gaza. This delay in prisoner release will continue until Hamas ceases what is described as a humiliating ceremony during the handover of Israeli hostages. In light of Hamas's repeated violations, including the humiliating ceremony that fails to respect our hostages and the cynical use of hostages for propaganda, it has been decided to postpone the planned release of Palestinian citizens until the next handover of hostages is ensured. Without such humiliating ceremonies, read a statement from Netanyahu's office, as reported by AFP on Sunday, February 23, 2025. Since the ceasefire took effect on January 19, Hamas has released 25 Israeli hostages. These releases have been conducted in a ceremonial manner, wherein the militant group parades the captives on stage, allowing them to wave to the crowd of onlookers in Gaza. The hostages have also spoken into microphones during these events. During these ceremonies, hostages received certificates in Hebrew to mark the end of their captivity before being handed over to Red Cross officials, who subsequently transferred them to Israeli forces. Prior to this, on Thursday, militants had delivered the bodies of 3 hostages in coffins during a ceremony that drew widespread criticism from the United Nations. The procession of the deceased in such a manner this morning is both abhorrent and cruel, contravening international law, remarked UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk. Meanwhile, Hamas has repeatedly rejected calls from the Red Cross to release hostages quietly. Earlier on Saturday, February 22, Hamas had also freed 6 Israeli hostages as part of the 7th phase of a proposed hostage-prisoner exchange agreed upon in the initial ceasefire agreement. In return, Israel had planned to release over 600 Palestinian prisoners. However, following the release of the Israeli hostages, Israeli sources indicated that Netanyahu was expected to determine the fate of the Palestinian prisoner release. Subsequently, this morning, Netanyahu announced his decision to suspend the release of Palestinian prisoners until the ceremony for the handover of hostages is terminated.